On December the 4th, the full moon in Gemini is opposite the Sun, conjunct Venus in Sagittarius, and square the nodes. This lunation is about gaining a deeper understanding and also deepening your understanding of freedom and what it means to be free. We tend to associate freedom with a high net worth, and while money does make things easier, it can't buy you emotional or spiritual freedom. Because to be truly free, you have to untangle yourself from your fears and your hurts and your addictions. This moon is out of bounds. I will link my video on OOB, out of bounds planets, at the end of this video so you can watch that. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Yolanda. I'm a Western tropical astrologer and coach, and I've been reading charts for over 20 years now. And I love helping people find their purpose and live more fulfilling and meaningful lives. Now, please watch this introduction. Please watch the overview of the new moon, of this full moon chart, because I cover a lot that is not covered in the forecast readings for your sun and rising signs. It's not possible that everything I'm going to say is going to resonate with you, because this is just a general overview. This lunation is going to impact you if you have planets or angles in the middle degrees, that's near 13 degrees, of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Okay, let's dive in and let's look at this lunation chart. Okay, let's look at the full moon in Gemini chart. So we have the sun opposite the moon. That's what always happens during a full moon. The sun is always opposite the moon. And the moon and sun are at 13 degrees respectively. Moon in Gemini, sun in Sagittarius. The sun in Sagittarius is conjunct Venus. This lunation is ruled by Mercury, because Mercury rules Gemini. Mercury is in Scorpio and conjunct fixed star Unocal High. Let me get that name correct, Unocal High. And the moon is coming away. She's basically cloaked in these beautiful rays from Aldebaran. She was in a conjunction with Aldebaran, but she's moving away from the moon. And Aldebaran is one of the four royal stars, a very positive star, although of the nature of Mars, and associated with Michael Archangel. So it's a very protective star, but a star that demands integrity. So if you are behaving in an ethical way, if you're being authentic and practicing integrity, then this lunation is going to be good for you. Now, as I said in the introduction, this full moon is only going to hit you or impact you if you have planets or angles near 13, at 13 or very near 13 degrees of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So give yourself an orb of 2 degrees. In other words, look for planets around 11 to around 15. You can maybe push it a little, so 10 to 16 degrees of those signs. So 10 to 16 degrees of Pisces, 10 to 16 degrees of Gemini, 10 to 16 degrees of Virgo, 10 to 16 degrees of Sagittarius. I personally like to work with an orb of 2 degrees, but yeah, you can try and push it maybe to see if you are feeling this full moon, if you feel like things are hitting you. And of course, watch for your sun and rising forecasts that are coming up and see if that's ringing true for you. And if not, the chances are you do not have planets or angles in those degrees. Okay, but nevertheless, you would also want to have a professional reading done with an astrologer to have an accurate reading. I do have openings in December if you want to book a reading with me. I will not have any openings in January or February. My books will be closed in January and February. So if you want a reading with me, please check out the description box for a link on how to schedule or book an appointment with me. Right, now let's continue. So the very interesting thing, what really stands out with this lunation, is that the sun and the moon are square the moon's nodes. So he has the north node at 13 degrees, the square, and the south node at 13 degrees. And it's amazing, incredible that they're all at 13 degrees. This is an exact, like, I mean, how perfect is that, right? And another interesting thing is that there's this, so the sun is ruled by Jupiter, and Mercury is ruling the moon, and then the north node is ruled by Jupiter and the south node is ruled by Mercury. So there's this wonderful co-rulership thing going on, which means that Mercury and Jupiter have something to say in this full moon. They are pulling the strings, so to speak. And when you think of those two, Jupiter is concerned with expanding and growth, and also with matters of faith and spirituality and learning. He is a teacher. He is a guru, Jupiter. He is wisdom. So, and I say he, but I sometimes also associate Jupiter not only with the archetype of Zeus, but also with Hera, who was Zeus's wife. So there is all this wisdom coming through, deeper knowledge. And then Mercury is teaching and learning and the gathering of information. Now, what's also interesting here is this opposition, that there's this opposition with Mercury and Uranus. So whatever's coming out around this time of the full moon is going to be quite surprising. And remember, full moons are always about revelation, things coming to light. Now, I'm going to say this has probably got to do with the the political world. We might, like, out there in the collective, we might discover or might learn something about some politician or celebrity or famous person, whatever, that is surprising, perhaps shocking, although very little shocks most of us nowadays, because I think most of us know that we've had the wool pulled over our eyes for a really long time. But yeah, whatever comes out around this time of the 4th of December is going to be illuminating, but also possibly surprising. On the personal side, like for you personally, you might want to look at your, and we're going to cover this, by the way, when I look at your sun and rising forecasts, but you might want to look at your Scorpio and your Taurus house for more information on what could possibly be revelatory, revealing, illuminating for you around this full moon. And of course, Mercury is now moving forward again. He is direct. Mercury was retrograde until the 29th, okay, which was Saturday. I'm recording this, by the way, on Sunday, November 30th. Now, the sun is conjunct Venus, and Venus in Sagittarius is an adventurer. She likes traveling, she likes exploring, she likes learning. So this, you may feel this being activated for you right now, where you want to maybe explore more, or your curiosity is piqued at this time. You want to learn more, things. You want to maybe learn about different cultures, or you're interested in someone from a different culture. And again, I will go into greater depth when I do your rising and your sun and rising forecasts coming up. But this whole thing of like wanting to learn more, wanting to deepen your self-understanding, but also because Gemini is concerned with self, so self-understanding. The moon is in Gemini, but also this interest in learning about others. It might not be a group of people so much that is interesting you at this time, but certainly someone of a different culture, someone who's definitely different from you. But anyway, then we've also got Mars in Sagittarius, and again, there's this keen interest, this drive to explore different countries, to explore different terrains, also with the mind to do something different. And then we've got Black Moon Lilith in Sagittarius, and Black Moon Lilith is at 4 degrees and conjunct Venus. So something possibly taboo might be going on, so-called taboo, something that you didn't feel comfortable doing before because of, social conditioning. You now are wanting to explore more of that, or, it could be anything. It could be you are more, sexually expressive now. You're more interested in being more intimate, and you're not afraid of getting more intimate or expressing yourself sexually, for example. Black Moon Lilith is not only about sex, but this is definitely about letting go of whatever was holding you back. So you may be feeling that, right? Now, there are some asteroids activated during this lunation, and they're interesting. We have Circe, which I've spoken about in different lunations. We have Circe at 13 degrees of Cancer, which again, so interesting that it's this 13 degrees, right? We have Circe at 13 degrees of Cancer, and Circe is, you may know the story, we know Circe as a sorceress connected with Odysseus, the Greek hero, and she lived alone on this island, and it is said she lived there with these animals, lions and bears in particular, lions and wolves, sorry, in particular. And she worked with plants, is what we are told by Homer, if memory serves. So Circe lived on this island alone, and then Odysseus and his men, were stranded on this island, shipwrecked kind of thing, on this island, and Odysseus sent his men ahead to go and introduce themselves to Circe. And Circe gave them food and drink, and it says that they turned into pigs. Now, chances are that they didn't actually turn into actual pigs, because myth is not supposed to be read so literally. Chances are that Circe was more of a shaman and a plant worker, plant witch, someone who makes medicine from plants, and she must have given them a hallucinogen of some type, and they became like pigs. In other words, they became more subservient and obedient, and she was able to control them. Now, why did she do this? It could be any number of reasons. It could be that she was, again, a woman alone on an island, and this ship full of men arrived, and she had to make sure that she was safe. And again, why am I telling you all this? Because this may relate, this story, this myth may be playing out in your life right now. Now, the topics here that were raised, hallucinogens, drugs, plant medicine, that may all come into play at this time for you. You may find that if you are struggling with health matters, that the solution is in plants, in turning to nature, in drinking herbal teas, for example, or even maybe turning to mushrooms at this time, if that is what you need to do. Because an OOB moon is an extreme moon, an out of bounds moon is an extreme moon, and you might be very emotional at this time, or you may find yourself dipping in and out of extreme moods. In other words, very low lows, and then suddenly you high again, and then very low lows again. So there's this tidal wave of emotions. And let us also remember that there is this grand trine in play. We've got Jupiter at 24 degrees, trine Saturn in Pisces, trine Mercury in Scorpio. This is emotional. Okay, there's a lot of emotion. We are emotionally supported. So if you are struggling emotionally, you will find support easily. You mustn't feel like you are alone and you have no support, because at this time you will find support. This is what this beautiful trine is telling us. But nevertheless, there's a lot of water going on. And with Mercury in Scorpio, there's just a lot of shadow stuff coming up, stuff that has to be dealt with, okay? Past memories, things that you've been suppressing. And it could be, again, relating to the Circe story, right? Then Circe is opposite Bacchus. This is the asteroid Bacchus. That's how you spell it. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. And Bacchus is, of course, the god of wine, and wine, revelry, addiction. So themes of addiction are very, very strong in this full moon lunation. And it may be that you now realize around this time, 4th of December, that you have to look at your addictions. You have to address them. Something has come to a head, something you've done, or perhaps something that someone else who is, you may be with an addict. You may be sharing your life with an addict, for example, and now this is impacting your life. Whatever it is, something comes to a head around addictions. Okay. And again, we're not talking just about alcohol or drugs. It could be all kinds of addictions. It could be porn. It could be internet, like gaming, whatever it is. It depends on your chart placements, but it's certainly some sort of addiction is highlighted at this time and has to be dealt with. Okay. So we also have Iris at 12 degrees of Virgo, and she is conjunct the South Node here in Virgo. And the South Node is about the past and about learning to let go of things. It's also where we find ourselves repeating ourselves because it's comfortable to keep doing the same thing, right? It's where we regress, right? And so with Iris, the goddess of hope, Iris is very similar to Mercury, by the way. The difference being that Iris is in myth Hera's handmaiden, right? And she delivers messages for Hera through the different worlds, the upper, middle, and underworld. She's also associated with wings, golden wings. She's angelic in appearance, Iris, and also the rainbow is her symbol. So there is this message of hope. So again, going back to this addiction theme, that you may feel that you'll just regress, but actually with Iris here saying, bringing you the message of hope, that you will not, if you put in the effort. I mean, again, here's the North Node in Pisces, and who's traveling in Pisces at the moment? Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn, by the way, conjunct your Neptune in Pisces. He's gone back into Pisces to tell you to finish up some old story. And Pisces is associated with addictions, but also with compassion, also with spirituality. It could be that you've just been overextending yourself, being codependent, just giving in to someone who is an addict in your life, and now the time has come to cut ties and let go. And again, when I started this video, I said to you, this is a moon that speaks to us about freedom. Maybe time that you free yourself, not only of your addiction, but of perhaps someone who is an addict, and you move away and you move on. You let them sort themselves out. They have to do it on their own. This is how it is. You can't change someone. Someone decides if they're going to change, and then they put in the work to change. Okay, let us begin with the forecasts for your rising and your sun and your rising signs. And let's start out with Aries. Aries, sun and rising, right? So the moon is in your 3rd house, and this is going to be a full moon that is going to highlight, issues around siblings and cousins, your immediate neighborhood, possibly uncles and aunts, but your immediate neighborhood, your community. That's going to be a matter of, you have to talk about things, you have to communicate whatever the problem is that's going on with a sibling or a cousin or someone or a neighbor. You have to communicate whatever the issue is, right? So Aries, sun and rising. And it might be that you feel that whatever you want to say is somehow taboo, or you shouldn't be talking about this, but this lunation is saying get this out in the open, air it out, say what must be said to, again, a sibling, a neighbor, a cousin, possibly even an aunt or an uncle. It's about airing it out, getting clear on what the issue is or what the problem is. Just speak your truth. There, speak your truth. That's really what it's saying here. You've got Iris in conjunct the South Node in Virgo, which means that if you turn to someone possibly who is a Virgo sun or rising, and you're looking for work, for example, because the sixth house is jobs, daily routine, your health, your health, nutrition, pets. If you turn to someone who is a Virgo rising or Virgo sun, they may be able to help you find a job if you are looking for work at this time. If you are worried about a pet, don't worry. Your pet will be fine. And if you are trying out a new routine, if you started it just before this full moon, excellent. You are being supported in sticking with whatever this is, a nutrition plan, an exercise routine. You are being, told to continue with this, because that's the message that Iris is delivering here. But there is an element of positivity, faith, and hope in whatever you're doing there, and it will work out for you. So continue doing whatever it is you're doing there. I didn't mention this in the overview, but we have a Mercury conjunct Unacle High, which according to Ptolemy, by the way, is of the nature of Saturn and Mars. And in your 8th house, conjunct Mercury, you may receive news that is, because of this opposition with Uranus here as well, that is shocking and surprising news. You may receive news that is unpleasant, and it might have to do with having to let something go, releasing it, because Unacle High is also associated with the neck of the serpent. Really just chop that off, chop the serpent's head off and move on. Certainly you may receive news that is unpleasant. You weren't expecting it, but again, moving on, because this is a full moon. It's about letting go and moving on. And if you want a quick ritual, I'm sure you're familiar with this ritual. Write out whatever comes up at this time on the 4th of December, whatever is made you angry, whatever's really disappointed you, frustrated you. Write it out and then burn it. Burn that piece of paper. Okay, what else is going on here for you, Aries sun and rising? So if there is an addiction going on, if you are aware that you have an addiction, a problem of some sort, it is impacting your career and your professional, your reputation, right? Your reputation is being impacted by whatever addiction you have. And the solution, by the way, to the problem is at home. The solution to this problem is at home. So perhaps the answer is staying home more. And I mean, I don't know what, maybe you go out and, pub crawl, you go drinking every day, whatever the case may be, and you want to stop doing that. And so the solution is, yes, stop doing that and stay home more, right? So yeah, if you are aware that you have an addiction, it's certainly impacting your reputation and your career at this time, and the time has arrived for you to sort that out, to deal with it. Okay, let's move on to Taurus sun and rising. So Taurus, Gemini is your 2nd house of income and also your self-worth, your sense of worth, earned income. And this lunation really is saying that there may be, okay, so let's just look at this. There may be a surprise around your income that may not actually be that pleasant, because we have Mercury conjunct Unakalhaya, which is the neck of the serpent, and Ptolemy associated with Saturn and Mars, of the qualities of Saturn and Mars. It's also a malicious star. It's a star of malice and malice, spite, vengeance, that kind of thing. Not pleasant. Now, it could be that you discover that your income has somehow been impacted negatively. Perhaps you're getting it's less money coming in because of something to do with the 8th house, taxes, or perhaps you're not getting a performance bonus payout that you wanted, or the amount you thought you'd get is not what it's going to be. There's definitely the potential for not pleasant news regarding money coming in. And I don't think it's not that you're not getting money. I think you're getting money. It's just that it possibly is not as much as you hoped it would be, not as much. And it could be also something contentious going on there behind the scenes, a contract maybe that has to come to an end and it hasn't ended very well for you. That could be a possibility. Again, I just need to repeat this, that this lunation is only really going to impact you if you have planets near 13 degrees of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So I don't want you hearing this and thinking, oh gosh, no. You will probably not feel any of this or become aware of any of this if you don't have planets in near those degrees. But anyway, if you do, that is a potential outcome here for you. With Jupiter in your 3rd house, communication is good at this time, and you are actually quite seductive and persuasive in your communications at this time, Taurus. So whatever it is that you are hoping to attain by speaking more, so say you're speaking, you're public speaking, or you're doing a presentation, you will be successful around this full moon time. And full moon energy, by the way, lasts up to 6 months. So if you are working on a presentation around this time, it's going to turn out beautifully. So, and then of course your creative side is blessed at this time with Iris cruising in near the South Node in Virgo. So anything creative is blessed, especially blessed at this time, where you're going to expand and enjoy the fruits of whatever you're doing, the fruits of this labor. It may not manifest now, this full moon, but certainly around May next year, you will see the results of any creative work that you're putting in now. I mean, for example, if you're considering starting a business, which, you know, I've got Uranus, Pluto, you're in your 10th house during this lunation. If you're starting a new enterprise, it's certainly, it's almost like divinely guided at this time, okay? Anyway, Taurus, do let me know if this resonated at all with you in the comments, and do remember to like and subscribe. Next up, we have Gemini. So Gemini, this Gemini sun and rising, this is your full moon in Gemini, and it's impacting your 1st house. And again, you're really only going to feel this moon if you have planets around 13 degrees of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces. Now, Gemini, this is all about your identity, how you see yourself, how you put yourself out there, and also how others are responding to you and how you're showing up in this world. And you are quite seductive at this time. You are really charming at this time. You're really you're charming everyone. If you've been going to Christmas parties and, you know, whatever, end of year parties, this is an excellent week for you, an excellent month, really, of just impressing others with your joie de vivre, with your chattiness. It's a very chatty moon. I can see you, you know, mingling with groups of people quite easily in your red dress or your beautiful tux or whatever it is that, people now wear to all these fancy parties. But yes, you are definitely schmoozing and winning and doing very well out there in the social scene. And you've probably been invited to many parties. You may not go to all the parties that you've been invited to because we have Iris here in your fourth house conjunct the South Node. You may be actually feeling more like, oh, I need to stay home and just rest more. But if you are going out, you are having fun, and I would encourage you to go out and have fun. Second house with Jupiter cruising through there and Circe cruising through there, you are for sure having a good time. Lots of drinking, lots of partying. Again, the potential is there. You may not actually be doing it, but surely you are being, but I'm certain that you're being invited and that you could be doing this. And money coming in. So you're probably getting gifts of money at this time. Bonus payouts, things like that, performance bonus. But, you could even be gifted. This is strange, but it could be that you're being gifted bottles of liquor. Wine, for example, is really flowing in, flowing your way. Okay, what else is going on? There may be some news regarding your job, career, someone at work that you are not particularly happy with. You may find something nasty, potentially nasty, or even shocking may be revealed at this time. Around this full moon, okay, of the 4th of December. 4th, 5th of December. Around this time, yes, for sure you're going to be aware of something going on at work that is not pleasant. And then you've got the sun in the 7th house. People are certainly enjoying your company. If you are looking to sign a contract, go ahead, Gemini. This is an excellent time for you to sign a contract. Mercury is direct again, and you've got a whole lot of, you've got Mars in your 7th house here, you've got the Sun in the 7th house, you've got Venus in the 7th house. So if a business contract comes up, or even if, you in a romantic relationship and you getting married, or you want to move in with your partner, this is also a good time to do so. And you'll probably be doing it around this time before Christmas. Okay. So Gemini, if this resonated with you in any way, please leave a comment and do remember to like and subscribe. Next up, Cancer. So Gemini is your 12th house, and again, this is only going to impact you if you've got planets or angles at 13 degrees or near 13 degrees of Gemini or Virgo or Sagittarius or Pisces. If you don't, then the chances of this full moon, doing anything is slim. But anyway, Gemini is your 12th house. So you're going to feel like pulling away, resting more, retreating, and not, you're not going to be feeling motivated to go partying or socializing much. You just want to be at home. If you are going to do anything, really, it's possibly going to be with, you may be leaving the house because of a sister or a brother. A sibling may come around and persuade you to go out, or it could even be a neighbor. A neighbor may say, okay, come out with us. Let's go enjoy the season's parties or something like it. You may be going to a party because of a neighbor or a sibling. But otherwise, Cancer, you really are more interested in staying in. And the chances are, Cancers, are that you're actually quite busy. You're very busy with work. So you don't want to do more after work. You just want to stay home. And this is like a Netflix and chill kind of vibe, yeah. You are very busy. You are very popular with your work. At work right now, you are popular. You're busy. You are also getting things done. What else is happening there? On the creative side, you may learn something surprising. It might not be pleasant what you learn, because Unakel High, the fixed star here, conjunct Mercury, is a star associated with Saturn and Mars, and is quite, malicious, spiteful kind of star. So you might learn something that is, around your creativity, maybe a romance lover, where you discover something that is not welcome. You wish you didn't know that kind of thing. You wish you didn't discover this about this person, or about a creative project you're working on. It could just be that this creative project needs to be shelved at this time. Again, this is a full moon, so if things come to an end and there's a revelation about a project or about a lover or a person. You may also be dealing with someone with an addiction problem, Cancer Sun and Rising, someone who is maybe drinking too much or doing drugs, and that's causing you some sort of problem, heartache, issue, or it could be that you are aware that you are overdoing it. Maybe, again, you know that you need to slow down or stop taking something. Okay. Right, that was Cancer Sun and Rising. Please leave a comment if this resonated with you in any way, and do please remember to like and subscribe. Leo. So Leo, Gemini is your 11th house of networks of people, groups, associations, but it's also the house of wishes coming true, of wishes, the house of wishes. So this is an excellent full moon for you to make a wish, especially around ending something or around being given information about something or someone. So if you want to be illuminated in any way, now is the time to ask the universe to illuminate you, to provide you with the answer to the question you have. And again, this is just a perfect full moon for revelations and answers, because of Gemini ruled by Mercury, the north node, the south node as well ruled by Mercury, and then Sagittarius, Jupiter, the guru and the wise teacher. So excellent advice, guidance coming to you at this time, Leo. If you put it out there, if you pray, talk to a minister, a coach, a mentor, a spiritual figure around this time, you will get guidance. Then you've got Iris conjunct the south node in your second house of income. So if you've been hoping for a salary increase or perhaps a performance bonus, some sort of unexpected, welcome money, maybe not unexpected, but welcome money is coming in because of effort that you put in. So your hard work has been recognized, Leo, and money is coming in. And then at work, gosh, lots of parties, work parties at this time. Perhaps you're overdoing it as well there with alcohol, etc. Who knows? But there's a lot of partying going on. And then the 12th house, you've got a lot going on in the 12th house here with Jupiter in Cancer and Circe and the moon. It could be that you're possibly Leo, sun and rising, hiding an addiction, or you are aware that you're hiding. You've got a secret addiction, right? You're keeping something to yourself, and you know that this has to be addressed. Okay, Leo, sun and rising. Do let me know if this resonated with you. Please leave a comment. Okay, let's move on to Virgo. Virgo, sun and rising. So Gemini is your 10th house. So your work, your career, your vocation, your career, and your reputation is spotlighted. Really, the full moon brings light on your work. And let's see what's going on here. You've got Iris in your first house. Okay, let's just break this down further. Hold on. Right, so Mercury in your third house of communications is in an opposition to Uranus here in Taurus. And Mercury is conjunct a fixed star associated with Saturn and Mars. Not the best of stars. It's quite a malicious star. It may be that you get unpleasant news from a sibling or someone. This is the house of communication, but it could be a sibling, a neighbor, a teacher even, an uncle, an aunt, a cousin, some sort of surprising and unwelcome news coming your way, or information that is not really particularly welcome, but educational for sure, and you needed to hear whatever is coming your way around this full moon, the 5th of December. Whatever comes to you, whatever learning comes to you, you needed this in order to move on. You do have Jupiter in your 11th house with Circe in your 11th house. So this is a magical house, a magical time of year actually for you. So while there may be unpleasant news from a sister, a brother, a cousin, aunt, uncle, or someone who is a teacher in your life, you are nevertheless feeling like you find your people, that you are, like if you are on the internet, if you are like a YouTuber or you have a Substack blog, you kind of feel like you are actually connecting with with your tribe. So things are going well online for you, and also with networks of people. You are very attractive, almost magical, magnetic at this time with things to do with the internet or with your blogging. So yeah, it's really not a bad moon at all. This is a good moon. Okay, what else? Let's leave that at, yeah. Virgo, sun and rising. Let me know if this is resonating with you. Please leave a comment. Okay, Libra. So Libra, sun and rising. Gemini is your 9th house of higher education and travel, philosophy, belief. And so you may find, Libra, that you have learned something. You are aware of new learnings around this full moon, and it may be something related to how you earn your income, and possibly new ways of earning your income have come around or are about to show up for you, or you discover new ways of increasing your income. And it may have to do with teaching, mentoring, and coaching others because of all this activity in Sagittarius. What else? The 10th house, it's, whatever you're going to do now, Libra, sun and rising, is going to elevate your reputation and your career. Like I said, it has something to do with communication, you're communicating, teaching. So if you've been wanting to learn how to communicate better, this is just a wonderful full moon for this. It's encouraging you to do this. If you want to speak more, you want to become a speaker, if you want to teach, if you want to mentor, if you want to be a coach, that has come up for you. It could be that you have been surprised with a promotion that asks you to be a mentor or a coach or a teacher of some sort, a trainer, right? This full moon also wants you to travel more. So you may be feeling like itchy feet, right? You want to go and explore another country at this time. You may have booked a ticket. You may be wanting to go overseas. Okay, right. Libra, Sun and Rising. Let me know if that resonated with you. Okay, Scorpio, Sun and Rising. So Gemini is your 8th house, and yeah, you have so this full moon is it's revelatory, illuminating, and it brings things to a conclusion, to an ending. So things around 8th house, things are tax matters, payouts, bonus, tax, maybe even bonus, but anyway, tax payouts, insurance payouts, inheritance. If you were expecting money from any of that, that is coming through. It will arrive around this full moon. Again, if you have planets near 13 degrees of Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo, then this moon does impact you. If you do not, then this is not going to ring true, and this is not going to resonate at all. So, but anyway, if you do have planets near 13 degrees in those signs I just mentioned, then yeah, you are going to receive money. You're expecting money. You're going to get this money for sure. It's coming in now. You may have to have some words with your partner, romantic or business partner, or you discover something about a partner, romantic or business partner, that may not necessarily be very pleasant, and it may cause some sort of fracture, an ending, severance payout, maybe something like that. The potential is there. Again, if you do not have planets or angles at near 13 degrees of the signs I mentioned earlier, then this will not impact you. But there is this possibility of shocking, surprising, and not particularly pleasant news coming your way. Venus in your 2nd house is showing that you are earning money from foreigners. So if you are, on the internet, working online, then you want to reach out to people who are not in the same country as you are at this time. Okay. Scorpio, do leave a comment if this resonated with you. Right, moving on. Sagittarius, Sun and Rising. So Gemini is your 7th house, which is your relationships, your romantic and your business partnerships. And so that is highlighted at this time, certainly very revelatory. Something gets illuminated or something ends around this time, or in other words, is transformed. Doesn't necessarily end in a bad way. It might mean that you now are committed to someone. You might be married. And so that changes. The way you see yourself, the way you perceive yourself has changed. For example, you may now identify as husband or wife, or you may now be a business partner. Or you again, because you've got Iris here in your reputation, house of reputation, career, and vocation. So you may have gone into some sort of business with a partner at this time. This lunation will impact you if you have planets near 13 degrees of Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces. If you do not, did I repeat myself there? Yeah. Anyway, if you do not have planets near 13 degrees of those 4 signs, then this is probably not going to resonate with you. Okay. What else can I tell you there? You got Jupiter blessing your 8th house of, loans and other people's resources, mortgages, taxes, insurance payouts, all of that. That is blessed at this time, and it may be that you are granted a loan. You'll find out around this time of December 4th, 5th, okay? Maybe even around the 6th of December. Okay, moving on. Capricorn, Sun and Rising. So Gemini is your 6th house of work and career, and this means that you are either you've just got a new job and you're getting ready to start this new job, or you are ending a job, you're leaving a job, and you possibly either taking a new job that is very tech oriented, has to do with the internet, and or high tech things like AI, or it has to do with high tech. I'm not the most techie person, but very high tech work might be on offer for you at this time, Capricorn, and you have started it or you have left it. Again, depends on whether you have planets at 13 degrees of Gemini, Pisces, Virgo, and Sagittarius, or Sagittarius. You don't have to have planets or angles at all those degrees, but certainly in one of those. And there's behind the scenes kind of work going on. So there might be behind the scenes negotiations going on at this time for you, Capricorn. And a message coming through to you, a message of support from someone from your past who's possibly a Virgo sun or Virgo rising, message of support coming in relating to your job. So it could be that someone, a friend from your past, or someone who is a Virgo, a friend, a Virgo rising or sun, has helped you in this work that you are doing now or about to do. And certainly you're going to be signing contracts, a contract of some sort, Capricorn, and it's a very blessed time to do so. Okay, Capricorn, if this resonated, please leave a comment. Thank you. Right, next up, Aquarius, sun and rising. So Aquarius, I am one of you here. I'm also an Aquarius rising. So Aquarius, Gemini is our 5th house of creativity. And yeah, a fabulous a full moon of revelations around a project. We may, however, have to drop a certain project, a creative project that we're working on. We may hear something surprising, not particularly welcome, relating to our career or vocation, or we decide it's whatever creative project we're working on right now is not going to assist in the progress of our chosen career or our vocation. Hopefully that makes sense. You're going to have to drop something to realign, because again, this moon is all about more self-understanding, more learning about who we are, what makes us tick. So it may be that you realize, wait a minute, I've been working on this thing, whatever it is, a book, a film, a course, and actually it's not going to move me forward the way I want it to. It's not really aligning with my goals. So that may come up for you, Aquarius, sun and rising. But other than that, this is a really blessed full moon. Excellent time to deal with your addictions if you have any. Excellent time, to address addictive patterns and behaviors. And if you are wanting healing from a health matter, you want to turn to herbs, herbal stuff, plants, okay, because you've got Circe traveling through the 6th house, and Jupiter there as well, bringing healing. Wonderful. This is a wonderful full moon. Really, you're going to feel it more if you do have planets at 13 degrees of planets or angles at 13 degrees of Sagittarius, Pisces, Virgo, or Gemini. Okay. Right, moving on. Pisces, sun and rising. So Gemini is your 4th house of home and roots and legacy, and also your father. So with the moon there, Pisces, it may be that you learn something about your father at this time. It could, It could be a health matter. It could be an emotional thing that you learn, or something. Again, because we've got Mercury opposite Uranus here, it could be something surprising, some surprising information, not necessarily about your father, but it will definitely affect your home, where you stay. Maybe you are choosing, Pisces, to go on a trip this month, or you buy tickets for a trip around May next year. Okay. Let's see what else is going on here. In your career, your reputation, you're quite magnetic, very popular at this time. Things are going well with your career. You may not be earning, it's not money-wise, you may not be too happy about what's coming in, and you have to address, because you've got Chiron here cruising through your second house in this chart, you may have to address your feelings around money and your abundance issues, abundance mindset. But otherwise, your career is highlighted, and this is a good time for you to do work from home. If you're doing work from home, if you're working on the internet, obviously if you're working on the internet, if you are working on anything online from home, maybe creating courses or something like that, that is going well for you. Yeah, any creative project is really being blessed at this time. And if you've started something, Pisces, let me know in the comments if you started perhaps designing a course, or thinking about, writing a book, or you are wanting to, fall pregnant, have a child. All of this is blessed at this time, and it's a good time to initiate or start that process. Okay. We'll start the writing, start the project. Again, a lover as well. You may find a new love coming into your life here. And a very positive message, a hopeful message here from Iris in your 7th house of partnerships. Pay attention to whoever comes into your life right now is a soulmate, is certainly someone that you want to continue seeing and spending more time with. Oh, Pisces, I'm quite excited here for you. Let me know if someone new comes into your life at this time, or if you are looking, if you have just started a relationship recently, or if you're hoping to get into a relationship, because this is a positive time for you. Okay. All right. Okay, people, thank you, my friends, for watching, and thank you for staying until the end, if you stayed until the end. I am going to link my video on outer bounds planets so that you can learn a little bit more about OOB planets, because this full moon is an OOB moon, very emotional. So if you are feeling emotional, if you're feeling a little moody, all over the place, that's why. Okay, so I'm filming this on the 30th of November, and the full moon is on the 4th. So you may not be, if you're watching this on the 30th of November, you may not be feeling too moody today, but watch what comes up closer to the full moon. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. It really means a lot to me that you are here. Please do subscribe if you are finding these videos that I'm making here for you helpful, educational, illuminating, and subscribe, like, and do leave me a comment. Thank you for watching.